folks, welcome back. Timmy with Rudy's Emporium. Today, we want to make sure the thumbs down button never comes back, so we're going to talk about the reserve list. Talk about the reserve list. I want to tell you all what I see going on and some of the little rumblings going on. So, the reserve list and the ABU Four Horsemen, specifically that top tier reserve list, ABU Four Horsemen. I'm not going to talk about Urzas and silver and cheaper tier 2, 3 fallen empires investing. We're just going to talk about the big stuff. I continue to see pretty solid prices, but here's the big, which is great and all, but we don't really care that much. The thing is, like once a week, I'll check random Arabian Nights cards. I'll check random unlimited dual land, a random mirror universe from Legends, or the four horsemen, the four black horsemen from Legends, Abyss, Nether Voids, Chains, All Hallows Eve, my favorite 4 cards. And I check the kind of supply of how many of these things are on the open market. And here's the kicker, everybody. It's like this slow watching paint dry. Every week, it's like 1 or 2 disappear. I'm telling you, every week, I'm looking at these things. Like I look at antiquities. I go on eBay. Go on TCG Player. Go to the big 4 main, card, Snowball Fortress, really awesome things, Basement Emporium. And just look at how many they have for sale. I swear every 7 days, each one of these cards disappears by 1 or 2 units. I swear it's exactly 1 or 2. It's suspiciously perfect. And I'm sitting here going, is it really just that smooth of a movement? Or is it somebody intentionally trying not to get attention and they're buying 1 every weekend or buying 2? Or like, I'm telling you all, I've been saying it the last 3 to 6 months. Everybody's focused on all these new things. The 100 different Kickstarter new card games. All the money machine goes Brrr and crazy. By the way, for everybody, I appreciate the views and support. We're going to pause this for today's sponsor, which is myself. The 2021 Alpha Investment shirts. The once a year shirts. Link in the description. They're on eBay. There should be a couple hundred shirts left out of the 3,000. So if you're watching this video, again, it says Alpha Investments on the back, says Money Machine Go Brrr, because everything went crazy in 2021. I'd appreciate if you guys want to buy a shirt, take a picture, put it online, whatever you want to do. Just be aware, the one single wave of shirts for 2021 is currently been restocked on eBay. Depending on the size you want, it starts at like $24.99 up to like $30, $35, depending what size you order and everything. But link in the description, I'd appreciate it. And, kind of my own little Rudy sponsor thing there. Back to the video. Buy a shirt, please. Money Machine Go Brrr. You can buy everything. Everything just goes to the moon, right? Link in the description. Please support the guy so I can get a haircut. Anyways, back to reserve list conversation. So I'm telling you all, everybody's focused on this new stuff, okay? Rudy's trying to sling his new shirts, his once-a-year shirt, and nobody's paying attention. And now a lot of the wealthier big whales in the collectible world are all wound up about these new serialized Magic cards coming. And I'm still here to tell you all, no matter what, I know, well, Rudy, if there's only a serialized Magic card, it's only 100 of them or 50 of them, that's way more rare than an Alpha Black Lotus. I get it. But a manufactured 2022 era serialized card that is going to be rare or valuable is nothing like the actual original museum quality level assets. These are museum level. I'm telling you all, we are approaching an era over the next 5 years where some of these cards, there will be none for sale. There are going to be Legends Rares, Arabian Nights cards, Antiquities cards. There will be none for sale. Well, I take that back. There'll be at least one Timmy like me that'll say, "Oh, you want a candelabra of Rudy's Tanos? All right, one bazillia bazinga dollars." Maybe you'll see something like that. But I'm telling you, the days of even having the opportunity to just buy a random old piece of Magic's history, I'm telling you all, we're on a timer. The supply continues to trend downwards. Yes, the prices haven't been going up. They're not skyrocketing. There's no FOMO. You don't have to freak out. There's nothing moving. You don't have to buy today and hurry up. None of that's happening. Do I think some of these cards are going to skyrocket and you got to hurry up and buy in? No, I don't actually. I actually think most of these reserve list cards, kind of where they are priced now, the market's very kind of equilibrium, kind of balanced. The market's kind of figured out what the price is. The market's kind of, the buyers and sellers, the bid-ask spread is pretty connected there. But I'm just saying, deals and cards are changing hands at this price point, okay? And at this price level, we are going to continue to see them disappear. Because in a long enough time frame, in a capitalistic society, which we're not going to argue, pro and con, capitalism, all that crap, but in the society that we live in a world, no, I'm kidding, you know, the cards find their way to the most wealthy, biggest whales in the industry. They move around, people flip them, and you know how many people, I remember when I started this channel in 2016, everybody, the very first public crazy buyout at the end of 2016, beginning of 2017 somewhere, the infamous buyout of Moat. Anybody around? Anybody around 5 years ago? Remember this conversation? 5 years ago, the very first public buyout. I don't remember the guy or who the people were. It's been too long. But a guy bought like 20 or 30 copies of Moat for like $250 a card or something. And then he wanted to buy them out. And it's all he bought. I don't even know if he bought 30 copies. And I guess he flipped them back into the market slowly for $500, $600 a card. After shipping and fees, he probably made $100, maybe even $200 a card profit. So if he did that 20, 30 times, I mean, the guy probably made $5,000, $10,000, $15,000, depending on the conditions and margins and how he sold them. And I mean, he did well. But here we are in 2022. Oh my God, almost 2022. I still have my, 50, 60 copies of Moat from the last 10, 15 years. My cost basis is still probably around that 100, 200, 300 range. And now, how much is a copy of Moat? Who really wins the long game? The guy who's proud because he flipped it and made a couple grand or $200 a card? I mean, hey, I'm not knocking him. He made money. Congratulations. I mean, he walked away. But now people like me who have these cards that may, let's see, even if I paid $300 a card. And now what's a Moat today? 600? 1,000? I guess depending on the condition and everything. But that's what I'm getting at. As time goes on, these cards get flipped and moved around, and eventually they find their final resting place in kind of hoarding crazy people like me in a basement that just, once a month I strip off my clothes, I sit at the desk, I turn all the lights off, and I pull out one of my old binders from the vault. I blow all the dust off and I sit there and, I drink my Baja Blast and I make sure I wear gloves with the taco sauce and I just look at my cards. And I play piano music really loud so that the shock waves blow my hair back. And that's what I do. And I just want people to know. No one's talking about it. The amount of conversation that's actually productive on reserve list now is next to nothing. Like, no one's talking about it. Like, anyone who mentions reserve list or a message board or a Facebook group or whatever is like, oh yeah, the reserve list, they're gonna ban the reserve list, remove it, to break it. Who cares? It's been like 30 years. Nobody cares. Let's talk about something productive. Let's talk about what we can do. Not talk about raw-ree. Who cares? Let's talk about this is what's going on. This is what we've been through for 30 years in Magic. What do we think we should do next? What move on the chessboard? Let's be productive about it. And I still believe, even today's prices, I'm looking at the revised dual lands, everybody, and I'm seeing nothing. They're not going up. They're not going down. Buy list of like an Underground Sea is 400 to 500 in near mint. I think Volcanic Island 400 to 500 near mint. And that's buy list, which means retail's probably on Volcanic Island. If buy list is 500, that means, retail's probably 700 in minty condition. Of course, adjusted percentage for condition. And I'm like, okay, so you can hear a pin drop. And see, I like that because there's nobody scalping it. There's, I got to use the dramatic word, scalping, all the Pokemon scalpers, they got their little bags and they left. They went back to Taco Bell and they're slinging the gorditas and chalupas and nachos Bel Grandes. And where's my Mexican pizza, by the way? When are they bringing it back? And that's just, the short-term people who didn't care about the cards are gone. And now, the only people left buying reserve list cards right now, it's the same thing with Pokemon. The only one buying Pokemon boxes right now, you can't flip them. There's no money to be made. What do you got to do? Flip them and try to this and that and make $1? Your reserve list Magic right now, this is the golden moment. This is the time when it's calm. There's no money to be made. Any of these cards you buy, they're just going to sit there. You can't buy a Bazaar of Baghdad today for, I don't know, what's the cheapest eBay Bazaar of Baghdad? $3,000? You can't buy that and just flip it for $10,000. And that's good. That's a good thing. Look at, Pokemon's the same way. Look at Flesh and Blood. You can't buy any Flesh and Blood box today and just flip it and 10x your money anymore. You can't buy it. Even if you bought a box of, I don't know, a box of Monarch, the biggest boom and bust crazy thing that everyone's wound up, even if you bought that today on the open market for $180 with shipping and fees and taxes. Okay, you can't turn around and sell that for $1,000 a box. Mondo 1K? You mean we did hit Mondo 1K. Just, I think it's 1K yen. It's not US dollar, right? 1K Zimbabwe dollars? Okay. But is it really that bad? Is this a bad thing? And that's the thing I've been thinking about. When I see reserve lists calm and steady, when I see flesh and blood prices doing nothing, they're just sitting there, not going up at all, nothing's going up. When I see Pokemon, nothing's going up. When I look at the Weiss boxes now, all the Weiss new releases of sealed boxes of Weiss are just sitting there. They're flat, dead money. And I'm looking at all these products and I'm like, huh. And I go on YouTube and I look at everybody else and everyone's just kind of, there's very little content on it. Everyone's just talking about, new serialized cards, all the new products. Standard sucks, same old thing. Wizards just wants to pump out this arena stuff and these new formats of changing the card abilities in arena. I haven't even made a video on that because I don't even understand it. They're making a new format on arena, but they're making the cards stronger. So the same card has different, it's just stupid and confusing. Just what a stupid money grab. Nobody asked for that. It's stupid. But anyways, I just wanted to make today's short video to let everybody know that, hey, the once a year Rudy shirts are back on eBay and on sale. And number two, if you really are serious about this stuff long term, this is the time to be paying attention. Make a list of 10, 20 cards you like. Track the prices, price check them every couple days. Look for deals or auctions with low bids or weird times of the day. There's no more free government handouts, at least I don't think so. Prices are calm. Nothing dramatic's happening. Crypto is not really skyrocketing anymore. Real estate, at least in Florida, doesn't seem to be skyrocketing. It seems to be going sideways. And this is the time to get more excited. This is the time to make your moves. And, I'm kind of excited about it. I'm kind of excited to make some more videos on the reserve list and some collection buying. I got like 2 or 3 more videos of going through some old collection cards with, I did some deals here in Florida for some like Legends Arabian Night. I've got some videos coming up and I'm excited about that because it's been a little bit, and I just, I think people need to just cool off, reset their expectations to what we originally thought, these things could do and pay attention because nobody's excited, which is making me very excited. I think I'm done rambling. Is anybody buying a shirt? Sure?